Today's video is going to be on the Marvels, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So to start off the plot of this movie, to be honest, I mean they tried to continue the Kree problem in the Captain Marvel trilogy here that I guess we're going for. But honestly, I wish they would have focused more on an Earthbound villain or just a more interesting space villain. I feel like they actually have something here with Amon Villani and Brie Larson, especially their chemistry, and then Monica Rambeau. I feel like they've also got something with her character. I just feel like they went about it in the wrong way, and I want to go ahead and mention something here because it's very relevant to the ratings that I'm going to say for this movie. Moving in the next couple of minutes here, but this movie is unbelievably short. I think this movie runs like an hour and 30 to an hour and 40 minutes, and it is like insane with the pacing. They are moving so fast through so many different things, and they have three characters that they have to also prioritize, and then they're catching you up on the plot is from technically off-screen stuff, and it's kind of a mess. But yeah, I think the plot suffers a lot from mainly the pacing, but also I think the villain Dar-Benn. I just think she's not that interesting, if I'm being honest. I don't really like the Kree in general. I think they're kind of boring. Any like group of people that's just like almost like robotic or like very strict uniform type. I don't like that. So yeah. Anyway, dialogue. This goes a lot with the pacing here. The dialogue of this movie, everything's got to be it's got to be coming out so fast, and then they explain what's going on and what happened so much. It is ridiculous. It's one of the worst examples of explaining the plot to the audience that I've ever seen. And then of course, I mean, I've got to go ahead and talk about this because I think it was one of the main things around the movie, the musical element of there's a scene when they go to this planet where basically the planet doesn't they don't speak English. They they speak song, but the song is in English. So they're only capable of ever speaking in song, and then the songs they're singing are in English, so they know all the words, but they can't say them or understand them unless they are sung. That that belongs in another movie. And it's just one of those funny things that I think people talk about a lot about like how technically like Thor Love and Thunder and the Punisher exist in the same universe. This is one of those things that it's like I think the MCU's worse off for this because it's kind of like a quirky little vibe of like our bus runs off of music and song, and it's in the MCU. It's in this huge universe, and and they're using like kind of like look. I think in other like comedy movies it could be like a fun little quirky thing, but in this movie it's like I gotta take the universe seriously because it's the main reason I'm watching this movie right now. And you're telling me that this place exists, and then the prince. They say the prince is bilingual, so he can speak both English and song. Like it's a weird joke. I think if you wanted to do a musical, there's if you wanted to do a musical, why are you making an MCU movie? I guess is what I'm saying. Or like, I don't know. I'm not that much of a fan of it. But yeah, the acting in this movie is also pretty bad because everything has to go so fast. Especially Dar-Benn. I'm not really a huge fan of Kamala's family. Um, just in general, I feel like they've gotten a ton of screen time, and Amon Villani's great as Miss Marvel or Kamala Khan, but I think the inclusion of her family so much is getting a little old. Um, yeah, so I think to kind of highlight. Oh, I didn't even put the acting up on the screen yet because I mean I'm mainly talking about the acting here. Um, yeah, I think the highlight of the movie acting wise is Amon Villani, and then Brie Larson does an okay job, but pretty much everybody else is a non-factor in the movie. Unfortunately, Samuel L. Jackson being part of the problem too. So yeah, not really great. But here's the surprise rating: cinematography 8.7. This movie looks pretty good. I like the vibrant colors. This movie does one thing that other MCU movies haven't been doing recently, which is give me color. I need something visually like satisfying, and this movie it does it. They give me bright outfits. They give me like a bright, good, like beautiful looking planet that they end up having a fight on. Like, and then all of their powers are all light based too. So I feel like visually this movie looks pretty good. Not everything about this movie is bad or mid. Like the visuals are above average, I would say, but pretty high above average. Um, in the soundtrack, I think "Intergalactic" by the Beastie Boys. I think just kind of it gives a good vibe to that scene in the movie. Outside of that, nothing else. But I think just that one scene, the one montage, it to me was a fun little montage. And quite frankly, it makes up a larger percentage of the movie than most montages do because this movie is so short. But yeah. Anyway, comedy 7-8. I think I think part of my problem, and I think maybe this is just because it comes from a woman's perspective more, is I think women and men have different comedy types, and I think this movie it might work for some people. The comedy, again, Iman Vellani is kind of having a Florence Pugh effect here, like Florence Pugh had in Black Widow, where I think Iman Vellani in this movie is like the saving grace. It's like the one thing. It's like the silver lining. It's like okay, well at least we got a good performance here, and she's also comedically pretty good. Brie Larson again was okay. World building 7.5. I mean, they just didn't really try. So I don't know. They tried to extend the space stuff and it just didn't work. I don't know. The characters 7.9. Honestly, that might be a little high. It's just there's a lot of them. And then the action, I gave it an 8 too. I like the concept of switching places when each of them uses their powers. I think that's a decently cool idea. So then, I didn't put the soundtrack on the screen. Total rating for this movie is going to be a 7.2. It is definitely a lot lower for the MCU than most movies, but it is not anywhere close to the worst MCU movie. I think some people would tell you that. Most of those people are bigots. Um, Thor: Love and Thunder and Quantumania are definitely worse. I think if people think that this movie is worse than those movies, then they don't like women. If we're being honest, but anyway, not like in a gay way, not liking women, like in a like a I don't like women way. Very very different ways. Yeah. So that was my review for the Marvels. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you think about my review and the movie. And thank you guys for watching. And peace.